everybody. It is Stephanie Grams. You can find me at sewpreneur.com. Today is April 13th, 2023, and I thought I'd go live. This is actually our second quarter of 2023 if you're following along with the Memory Bear and Keepsake Sewing business plan for 2023. I did update my YouTube name, which is Ohio Quilter and Textile Artist. And I explained this briefly in the past, and I'll go ahead and just update you since we're in a new quarter. Maybe you're just joining me. Whenever I registered my Memory Bear sewing business, which is memorybearsandkeepsakes.com, and then I named it Memory Bears and Keepsakes LLC for the state of Ohio. One thing that I noticed was the code that I needed to pick, which was under other and textile business. And so that's one reason why I went ahead and changed it to a textile artist here on YouTube. But you can still find me at stephaniegrams.com, memorybearsandkeepsakes.com, or sewpreneur.com. And if you are new, Sewpreneur is just a play on words of sewing entrepreneur, because that's what we are. If you are in business and in the sewing field. Sorry, I'll quit messing with my camera. Give me just a second. Okay. So one thing that I noticed for quarter two is that I actually feel like I'm more relaxed than when quarter one started in January. I had a lot of business changes towards the end of 2022, and so I talked about those briefly on this channel, and I won't go into all the details now. No sense in boring you, because that is not what today is about. So today I just wanted to show you some of the patterns that I have collected, and you have to let me know maybe in the comments if you have made any of these, or what your experience is. And if you are new and you have not used any of these, then let me know. I forgot to put my microphone on, so hopefully you can hear me okay. I'll talk a little bit louder. Usually I put my earbuds in so you can hear me better. All right, so this is whenever I talk about the original Memory Bear, excuse me, this is the pattern I'm speaking of. It's been around for decades. I remember watching one of the Roseanne. Do you remember Roseanne, the original series, like from the mid-90s? So in season 1 or 2, and I shared this in one of my videos, there's an actual one of these Memory Bears sitting on her couch for several episodes in that season. And if I find that clip, I will show it to you on one of my shorts. But over the years, last several years actually, maybe since 2020, 2021, that's a mouthful, I have began to collect patterns, and they have to be a certain type of pattern for me to collect. And I have to also thank my 4 daughters, because when they see something they want me to sew, they also pick up the pattern. So here goes nothing, right? This one, it says, was bought November 5th of, this is 1999. I don't think that's when this was purchased. I need to look that up again, because there's no way I bought this in 1999. No idea where that came from. All right, so anyways, hopefully this is working for you. If it's backwards, I apologize. If I flip my camera, you can't see me, so I might just end up doing that. Otherwise, this stuff will continue to be backwards. Let me see here. Yeah, we do not want... Some of these shadings are a little bit different. Bear with me 1 second. Oh my goodness, that is not what we want. And yes, I'm sorry, I don't really edit my videos. Maybe someday I will. But here we go. We're not doing any filter because I don't know what in the world's going on with this. Anyways, here we go. We'll just keep going. All right, so here's 2. All right. I will keep showing these to you. If there's a certain pattern you want to see closer, let me know in the comments below. This pattern actually includes all of these clothes. So if you're looking for a cute memory bear and adding some of the clothing to it, definitely look into some of these. And there's really no rhyme or reason to why I'm pulling these out of my shoebox. And I'll show you right now, this is how I store them in a clear shoebox until I get a better filing system. And I actually have 2 clear shoe boxes of these patterns. And like I said, they're not all, I don't think there's really any duplicates. With the exception of this one. This is no longer in print, and I actually have 4 of these available for sale. So let me know if you're looking to purchase one. All right, so let's move on. This has a bear, a puppy, and a kitten. So you can get more for your money with these types of patterns. This one is so cute. An elephant, a cheetah or lion, a giraffe, and then the pony/zebra. So the pony and the zebra are basically the same pattern. It also comes with the bow pattern in here, the neck ruffle, and the flower. So let's see, 2 different bows, the neck ruffle, here's another bow. It doesn't really say anything about, let me see here. Yeah, it doesn't say anything about the hat that you see. So those can't be that awfully hard to make. All right, we'll move on. Here in one of my videos, I was talking about pricing your services. I had a lot of my students, and yes, I do teach the business side of sewing. Definitely get on my newsletter at sewpreneur.com so you can be one of the first to hear about the classes in the new book release. I removed volume 1 of the book that I wrote. I removed that offline already. It's not in print anywhere or anymore. I removed that because I just rewrote or added, changed, created, whatever, volume 2. So volume 2 is a massive book. There's a lot in there. I'm up to I have 73 pages already entered into that book, but it's not done yet. So it should be done. I was hoping to be done by now, but with it being April 13th, I'm still going to be another week to 2 weeks off. So it should be released around the 1st of May. So just, subscribe to this channel and ring the bell for notifications. Get on the newsletter at sewpreneur.com, and then you will learn of the actual day that it's published. All right. So when we were talking in one of my classes, one of my students had a question on pricing and how to stand out from her competition, her competitors. And those are 2 totally different questions, right? It depends on who your target market is. You can just answer that question both ways, I guess. But it really boils down to this. What pattern do you enjoy using? Do you have your own pattern? I have several students who have created their own patterns for their memory bears and stuffed animals, and they do not share that pattern with anybody, which is very smart. So that's an idea. You can stand out from the competition. Again, there are literally hundreds of teddy bears on the market, all different shapes and sizes, all types of fabrics and all kinds of things, right? Characteristics that make them a little bit different, but eventually they start to look kind of similar to one another. So really and in my book and also my classes, I give you several dozen ways to stand out from your competition, which I won't cover in this video today because that's not what this video is about. But I used this pattern as an example. There are 3 different sizes of teddy bears. There's the keychain, which is very popular. I will just tell you that. This is a very popular keepsake item that is requested on the daily. I'm not sponsored. I purchased all of this out of my own money. I just wanted to let you know. And then the pricing guide for these that I gave my students. And again, you go with your own prices. I'm just giving you an example of how you can possibly price something like this. For the keychain, we were talking about pricing those at $19.99. For the middle bear, we were talking about charging $34.95. And for the larger bear, which measures, let me see if they have the measurements on here, 22 inches. So this bear right here would end up being 22 inches, and we had it priced at $47.95. And then I'll go over this again. The medium bear is 15 inches, which we had priced at $34.95. And then the little keychain measures 7.5 inches, and we had that priced at $19.99. These are prices without personalization, so keep that in mind. And again, you should know your customer base, where you live, the demographics, and things like that. And again, we go way in more depth in the classes and in the book on that. All right, so moving forward, I will be going through these. Give me just a second. I wanted to give you a few more of the bears. Okay, so this is a newer pattern. At least it's newer to me. And this one, adorable, is complete with a little tail. Yeah, this is a simplicity. Remember, I do not endorse stealing patterns or doing anything illegal, so please read the fine print on any pattern that you personally do not design. Make sure that you can use them in your business. So I'm just giving you some ideas. That's all I'm doing. All right. This says, when this bear is finished, let me see if it actually says the size. 18 inches. So, I mean, basically the average memory bear is about 18 inches, 18 to 22 inches, basically. So, let's see here. Here's another teddy bear pattern. Again, this teddy bear comes with a little tail. Let me turn it around. And it also comes with 2 hat patterns, and it looks like 4 different collars. There's 4 different collars, a romper, a dress. So there's all kinds, and these are really, and this is a 20-inch plush bear with clothes and hats. These patterns are really good to get your feet wet, basically, in this kind of business, because so far you see that these are not all the same type of bear, right? They're all similar, but they're all slightly different. Some are more detailed than others. There's several that are not beginner friendly, and I would caution you to know your skill set, but practice. These are great patterns to practice on your own clothes before you start accepting orders from somebody else. That's one thing I stress to my students. I've been sewing since I was 7 years old, so it's been over 40 years that I've been sewing. But when I first took an order for a memory bear, I had never sewn a teddy bear, and I had been, and still am, a doll artist, and I've shown different types of the art dolls that I've made over the years, and have sold. But when I was asked to make a memory bear, and like I said, I never made a memory bear, or teddy bear for that matter, I practiced on my own clothes. And good thing that I did, because that's where I learned a lot that I didn't learn through all my other sewing. So it's definitely something to look into. All right, let's see here. We've got, this pattern is for a dragon, a dinosaur, a bear, or a bunny. And it looks like this is jointed. These are 13-inch plushies. Again, just a great opportunity for you to get used to making and sewing patterns, and also to help you come up with an idea on how you can create your own pattern. Just to let you know, these patterns were either given to me at no cost or purchased for $1.99 each from Joann Fabrics. I purchased them. I was not sponsored. I always look for pattern sales. McCall's and Simplicity usually have some really good sales at Joann's, so keep an eye out for those. Okay, so moving on, we've got this. I don't know. Okay, the giraffe sits at 7.5 inches. Let me hold this up. The monkey sits at that elephant. Okay, they all sit. So the giraffe, the monkey, the elephant, and the lion all sit. Remember, sit at 7.5 inches each. These are super cute. All of the directions are in the back, and all of the animals actually come with pattern for the tail. So again, one thing to do, and this is just an idea, you don't have to do that, is if this is something that you want to make into your business and hopefully one day create your own pattern, when you're practicing, you can use whatever you make. Like if you're going to offer memory bears and keepsakes, and that's the process of accepting somebody's used clothing, right? And giving it to you, and then you turn around and make it into a stuffed animal, you will want to practice on clothing. So either use your own or get some donated to you, or go to the thrift store or yard sales, garage sales, that type of thing, and pick up the clothes so you can practice. You don't want to practice with brand new fabric. The reason is this: used clothing is worn. Sometimes there's holes. I was given clothes with stains and holes in it. Very thin because the clothes was like someone's favorite t-shirt, that kind of thing. And when you go to the store and buy fabric, you already have that mentality like, well, if I mess up, I'll go buy some more, right? Well, you can't do that when you have somebody's clothes. If you mess up, you're in big trouble. You're going to have a very unhappy customer. So purchasing or receiving used clothing to practice on is the key to really making this a successful business. Okay, so moving on, we have the plush sea creatures, and we have a starfish, octopus, narwhal, dolphin, and crab. And let me see here. I'm not really sure if it tells me the size that they would be when they're done. But anyways, here we go. All right, I think, let's go ahead and go on to this one. All right, so this is a slightly different style. This one would be a little more beginner friendly, and I will explain why. Let me just find one. They're not the same. I'm not going to show you something the same, but when you have this type of pattern and this type of pattern, are you able to tell which one you think would be more beginner friendly? And this could be just an opinion, so I'll just put a disclaimer, in my opinion. This is going to be more advanced, all right, because there's more folding, more pleats, and more pieces. All right, there's more shaping to this pattern versus this pattern. There's more straight lines and simple curves in this pattern. Now, if you're super beginner, like beginner in sewing, but you still have a passion to start a keepsake sewing business, please start with something simple like a pillow. All right, make a circle shaped pillow. a heart-shaped pillow, rectangle pillow, and a square pillow. And the reason I say make all of those, because those are the 4 basic stitches that you're going to be using in your sewing, at least for stuffed animals. Later on, once you get those stitches down and you know about, you know, how to use your sewing machine, and you know about all the little nuances that come with that sewing machine, that's when you can start adding pleats and ruffles and things like that. And this can be done in a day depending on your time. I mean, you might sit down and sew 4 pillowcases in one day and feel confident that you can jump in. But this is the pattern, I believe, just in my experience, that's going to be easier for a beginner sewist. All right, so right here. Okay, so these are not keepsake patterns. Those are different patterns here. Okay, so these are fun. I have not sewn this one yet, but it is on my radar to do. And these are birds. Are they not adorable? These are so cute. The birds in here would be a crane, spoonbill, ostrich, and flamingo. I don't have the sizes of these, but I mean, these are so cute. Adorable. Okay, we have an old macaws. Now this was a used one that I picked up at a thrift store. Hopefully all the pieces are in it, but I went ahead and got it because I think I only paid like 50 cents for it. And the pattern pieces, it says 2 different puppies and 2 different cats. So that's about it. And I'm not sure. Oh, this was copyrighted 2005. But again, it's really good. Learning. They have different facial features you can do. Okay, and here's another dog. A frog, cat, dog, and horse are all in these. Oh, and I wrote unicorn. You can turn this horse into a unicorn. And they have little knots in these legs. You don't have to do that. Again, you can alter patterns to fit your style and what it is, whatever you like. This pattern would be good for newborn blankets, like little baby blankets. I made that note also. Okay, so this pattern is hilarious to me. I purchased this pattern at a quilt shop last year, so in 2022. Or at a quilt show, I'm sorry. And I figured this was the pattern I was getting. It says rumpled quilt skins, and it says it's a lion, right? But this looks more like a horse to me. Right here, it says lion pattern. This does not look like a lion to me at all. I mean, so I put down unicorn because I can turn this into a unicorn or leave it as a horse. So I just thought that was funny. I mean, the pattern is for this picture, but that does not look like a lion to me. All right, but last but not least, I have not made this, but I saw this and I thought I need to try to make these. These would be so fun. Boba tea, a taco, and some toast. I mean, bubble tea. Isn't that cute? I love it. But anyways, that is part of my pattern collection. I have other patterns that I can't get to right now, but I just wanted to, you know, start Q2 off with something a little bit fun. If you're following along, we will be going into more depth in the business side of sewing for memory bears and keepsakes. I do have some quilting that's coming up as well that ties in with the memory bears and keepsakes. Again, that's what this channel is about. Even though it says Ohio Quilter, I will still be focused on the legacy building business that I started several years ago. And a lot of the things that I do are to help people through some tough times in life, whether it was the passing of a loved one, or maybe they are going through just some rough spots in life where they need some type of a comfort item made. And so that comes from a love out of the children that I lost and what I went through as a mom when my children passed, two of my children passed away. So I teach all of this in my, I shouldn't say spare time because there's no such thing, but before my full-time job starts or after I clock out at night and then on the weekends. So again, if you need anything, I'm Stephanie Grams of Sewpreneur.com. I do have the free newsletter. Volume 2 of my best-selling book is coming out soon, and classes begin again for June. They will be they will run from June to August, and they will be a combination of recorded and live classes. And if you can't make it to the live class, you will at least have the recording with the resources from class. All right, guys, I will talk to you soon. I have to go. I have to clock in soon to my other job. Have a great day.